Hello?
Hey, how's it going, folks? How y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Hey.
Hello? It's been a little while. I apologize for if my voice sounds weird. I've actually been quite sick the last 2 weeks. You know, every time I take a break, I'm like deathly ill. And I'm like close to the verge of death, unfortunately. The lesson learned is if I ever take any time off, like I'm just gone. I have to come back and do this, or I'm actually gonna pass away in like a few days. You know, I don't have long left. I'm very cursed. Like literally every time I take a break, deathly sick. Deathly sick. It's not COVID. It's not been COVID. I've just had a very bad dose. But hello. How's it going, folks? It's good to see y'all. Hope you're all doing well. A very happy new year to you all. Happy new year-ish. Can you hear me okay? And can you hear the background audio okay? I've got some music kind of playing. I haven't got my headphones on because we're just a bit freer. Standing up at my desk. The audio is good. Thank you very much. Thank you. You like the waistcoat? I thought I'd go without the top. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy Lunar New Year. Happy New Year-ish. New Year's. There's a few of them. Oh, Jesus. If you see me looking over here, it's just because that's where my Twitch chat is. So I'm keeping an eye on y'all. Let me lower the audio just a bit so it's not distracting. I kind of want, like, background cafe music vibes. I've got a Nintendo Jazz music that Shadow at Noon has put together on her YouTube channel. It's a selection of very good music. I recommend Shadow's channel in general. If you're ever wondering where I kind of like get some of the playlists for music and that. Got my orange squash. Wasn't supposed to take the coaster. Got my orange squash with me too, so I can stay hydrated. Coaster moment. What does that even mean? The heck is a coaster moment? He's a magician. I do look like I'm about to like gear up for the magic show or something. You know, like it's like little Timmy's birthday party, and you know they couldn't get the actual performer they wanted, so you know I'm just here trying to improv and do my best. It's like, you want to see like me take out a penny from behind your ear? That'd be me. I'd be like the really old like kind of magic tricks. I feel like the ones that no one really likes anymore. Like I'd have like the handkerchief or something that I keep pulling out my pocket. That'd be me. Can you make balloon animals? No. I can't even inflate a balloon. Like, me inflating a balloon, like, if you want to know how that process kind of goes, like, it'd be kind of like... like, I'm, like, basically coughing into the balloon. And that's how I try and, like, blow it up. I can't do it. I can't. I don't have any lung capacity, right? Like, you guys know this. It's just, like, a genuine asthma moment. I used to try and play the clarinet back in the day. I had to stop playing because I simply cannot perform on the instrument. Every time I perform, it'd be like, and I just couldn't do it. I'm down like a lung half the time anyway. I can't sleep on my left side ever since it collapsed. Not the clarinet king, I see. YouTube criminal. Yes. Well, let me talk about what we're doing today. I'm gonna give people a chance just to mosey on into the stream. First and foremost, thank you as ever for everyone with all the kind words. I know there's been a lot of support. It's been kind of surreal seeing stories of my issues and struggles on YouTube lately, on actual news websites. A lot of people have reported this chat. There's like a Swiss newspaper, which is like the last place I expected to show up. It's been all over the place. And that is purely because of people just showing support for me and support for creators on YouTube, which I really appreciate. You know, people just looking out for creators. It feels weird just kind of having my face stuck on a lot of that. But it means a lot. Like, thank you to everyone's been talking about and having like a genuine discussion about policy on YouTube and just better conditions for creators. I am someone who's very invested in this platform. It's a very new kind of platform and social experiment in the times we live in, and I want to see it actually exist in 10 years and actually be kind to people. That would be great. And speaking of, that's the theme of today's video, today's stream, if you will. So I want to propose an interesting concept because I think YouTube, personally, is expending a lot of energy on something quite stupid. And so to highlight the stupidity of this, I'm going to enlist people's help here to help me make a very silly point where we mess with language. I have here a PowerPoint presentation that I would like to present to you all now. I want to make new swear words to confuse YouTube and make it a nightmare hellscape to prove the pointlessness of this entire situation and the pointlessness of spending effort on this entire thing. And so you're all very welcome. We got a little kind of corner cam here we'll be using as we go along. It's good to have you all here for my presentation. I'll give some of the class just a minute to sit down as well. You know, because like people are still kind of flocking in. I would like to say also genuine thank you to everyone who's given subs and bits as ever. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting me on Twitch just lately, in particular, as all of this shite has been, tech has been going down. It genuinely does mean a lot to me, because it was a very unstable place to be, it seems, you know, and like more and more people are even coming out with kind of like stories and experiences like being age restricted themselves. Like it's pretty rough for a lot of people. I hope the end goal of all of this is to just show the pointlessness of this whole situation, and that's why I'm enlisting everyone's help. That's why I'm enlisting everyone's help to kind of demonstrate my point and how trivial this all is. Swear jar. I do need a swear jar. I actually do need a swear jar. I actually do have to watch my language, unfortunately, with the times that we live in. But that's why we're gonna invent new swears. We're gonna play with language today so we can circumvent this and still express what we want to. And YouTube has kindly volunteered themselves as the swear. So I want to give you guys my PowerPoint. I've worked very hard on this. I haven't used a PowerPoint since I was in transition year of secondary school, okay? So it's been a while, right? I have to pull out all the stops of my animations here. First and foremost. Wait, no, my PowerPoint's not working. Hang on. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna pop in and out here as we go. Disclaimer. This is all a joke, lol. This is an important slide that I want to get in at the start. This is just to show the absurdity of language in general, and I want to give massive props to the Irish, in particular, for inspiring all this nonsense we're going to have here today, because the Irish can make anything a swear. You want to know what one of the worst swears that you can possibly be called in Irish is? If someone describes you as harmless. That's possibly the worst insult you can get. Harmless. What it means is you are not important enough to be of any consequence. And it's not an insult you'd really expect. But if someone calls you harmless, they really don't think you're anything. And it's actually quite a damning insult. So that's one you can use. The Irish have a wonderful way with words. We don't always get it right. Another little interesting tidbit for the old Irish vocabulary. If you call someone massive in Irish, that means you think they look great. That's not what you'd expect, is it? You know, we have an interesting way with words. We have an interesting way with words. Don't use that one outside of Ireland, because you'll probably get in trouble for very understandable reasons. Like, Jesus, you look massive today. It means you look great. But obviously, there's a certain connotation with the word massive that's not as nice. So you need to be really careful with that one. Otherwise, you know, you're gonna really ruin someone's day. And also, as part of the disclaimer, there are people at YouTube who actually care about all this. There are people who have been helping me with my issues. This is not targeted at anyone specific. This is just, I want to play with language a bit. I kind of want to point out the silliness of this entire situation that's been unfolding. And I thought this would be a fun way to do it. And you're all very welcome to the stream. I'm looking at the camera, I'm trying to make a bit more eye contact, and I'm looking over here at my chat, trying to make a bit more text to eye contact. Dan, you look massive today. Thank you. My camera is actually zoned out more than it usually would be, because I'm standing at my desk. I talk a lot with my arms, and I figured if I want to be on camera, especially if I want to be presenting a PowerPoint, you know, I want to be in front of the class. I want to be like I actually presenting to you. You know, it's been a while since I've done it. I would have been like kind of in secondary school. I guess in college as well. We were presenting kind of discussions. Shout out to my professors. Who've kind of now, all those years of training has led to this one moment to make a silly PowerPoint presentation. 4 years of my life, very well spent leading here. So, thanks, gang. Okay, so let's hop on. Turn off my camera. So, YouTube is being stupid. This guy. YouTube is spending time and energy addressing trivial advertiser concerns over actual problems on YouTube. It's like, of all battles to pick, why are you spending all your energy on this when there's actual genuine issues that could be addressed? It just seems kind of stupid, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're also not holding advertisers to the same standards that they actually hold content creators on the platform. YouTube promotes some very not child-friendly game ads they place on children's videos. And it's kind of weird. A lot of people have seen this and even pointed it out in the wake of my issues. There's some really uncomfortable stuff that YouTube does, and they don't hold advertisers to the same standard whatsoever. And it's actually really twisted when you start to think about it. The whole situation with advertising on YouTube is a bit of a mess, because your marketing videos is not for children so that you can advertise to children effectively. And it's very adult things a lot of the time. It's a whole mess of a situation that actually a lot more effort should be spent on trying to resolve rather than saying no words, in my personal opinion. And also, we're all going to die someday. I included this point just because someone has chosen to pick this battle, right? Now listen, hear me out. Our time on this planet is short. We're all going to die someday, right? Do you want to go down having lived life or spending all your time on really trivial matters? Like what do you want to show for yourself and tell your grandkids? You want to tell your grandkids how you stop the no-no words? Or like over everything else for years and ruin livelihoods for a lot of people? Or do you actually want to do something? You know, I'm just saying, like we're all going to die. So, you know, choose and spend your time wisely. I'm no one to judge. I spend a lot of time playing Pokemon and trying to perfect my streets in Animal Crossing to the tune of 600 hours, but it's a nice pavement. You know, to each their own. We all have things we like to do, but might I suggest we're all going to die someday and maybe considering what those things are. It's just food for thought, you know? It's just food for thought. How we doing so far as well? Audio okay? You following along okay? You enjoying my lecture? You enjoying my PowerPoint? We doing good? Quick aside, it's good? Okay. I'm gonna carry on. I'm moving about a bit, so I'm just hoping that the audio is coming out okay. Let me just do a little audio test, and it's not too loud. There'll be a test at the end too. Yep, so I want you all to pay attention. Due diligence, take notes. So, let's carry on. Hang on. What is the goal that I'm trying to present here? I want to make YouTube a confusing nightmare hellscape, much like YouTube does. Because, let's be honest, who knows what the rules are and what we should be following or the guidelines are? Life is this sort of chaotic mess anyway, so we might as well just embrace it if that's the direction we're headed. And I thought I'd just contribute my part to this confusing nightmare hellscape we live in. Also on that note, I have an English degree, and doing stupid things with language is my passion. This is a real kink for me, and I thoroughly enjoy this, you know, so I'm having a bit of a nerd moment. And sometimes it's just about my fun that matters, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. And you all gotta strap yourselves in for the ride, you know? That's fair. Okay, strategy. We need an actual goal and plan if this is going to work. I want the term YouTube to be a ridiculous, comedically offensive, insulting term, but also a nice compliment that means the exact opposite. I want the word YouTube to be a very contradictory statement that is defined solely by the context you use it. I want it to be a word devoid of meaning that can be potentially really offensive, but also the nicest thing you could possibly say to someone. There is a reason and there's a basis for this, right? And the basis is, it's the idea of a particular word in Ireland that rhymes with mustard. Mustard, I can't say it. It can refer to your friends if used in the right context as like, ah, come here, you mad mustard. But it can also be used as an insult, you mustard. Connotation is everything, and context and how you use language is what really defines its meaning. So if I call someone like, ah, come here, you turkey, that sounds like kind of quite like an inviting term. But if I say, you turkey, that sounds like you've really done something wrong and I'm mad at you. And similarly, I want the word YouTube to embody that same kind of meaning, because you cannot detect context as easily with words like this. And the idea is, if basically, if this is all being mass filtered and picked up by AI, context is completely devoid from that detection. So if we play with language in this way, we can make this basically a nightmare hellscape where we can't tell what anyone's doing. Again, much like YouTube wants it to be. You're following along. You're following along. Now, I want people to propagate using the term YouTube in this way as much as possible. So again, it is a contradictory word. It's not going to have any real significant meaning, but it's going to have two that are completely at ends with each other. I want people to use it in both contexts. So again, it's a confusing nightmare hellscape is basically my goal here. And again, shout out to YouTube for volunteering the term YouTube, because it does actually work well. Think about it. It's like YouTube. There actually is something in some like, ah, come here, you YouTube. Because with the U in it, it can sound quite as a term of endearment as well. So the word itself actually lends itself really well to it. And we're going to kind of muddy the waters and kind of confuse it. So of course, we need a definition for our new swear word. This is the word YouTube. So I've tried to define it, and I've based it on YouTube's actions. So YouTube. An action of offensive and pointless stupidity. An individual who acts with offensive and pointless stupidity. A moment of offensive and pointless stupidity. I thought I'd take a book out of the page and kind of the way they've kind of been approaching creators to define the actual word YouTube. And this is the first definition that I want people to take to heart when using the word YouTube, because I feel like this really encompasses it. And I've got an example, because of course you have to use this with an example. A person farts in a crowded elevator and screams it was I, and laughs maniacally. It smells really bad, and people start to get sick. The person starts to play a TikTok compilation on full volume without using headphones. This person is a YouTube. We would call this person a YouTube. It's offensive. They're being needlessly offensive with no point, and it's just stupid. That's what I would call a YouTube. That's what I think the term should embody. And that's why this is the first example that I've given you for use of the word YouTube. It's oddly specific. It was always going to be oddly specific, yes, but I needed to kind of try and portray a stupid scenario, if that makes sense. But I want the word YouTube to kind of embody this idea of pointless stupidity. That's how I want to define it. And again, language is a wonderful thing because it's very malleable. You can just kind of change the meaning of words on a whim. Connotations for terms change over time as well. There's a lot of examples for it. The word literally does not mean literally anymore because people misuse it so much. Literally also means exaggeration. It is literally a pointless word. The word nerd would be kind of like an insulting term that used to be used to describe someone with particular interests, like almost like degree of obsessiveness and like particular hobbies in that. It would be described for people who are like interested in video games and comic books. The term nerd is now a beloved term of endearment because it means that this person is passionate. You can recontextualize language all the time, which is why I want the association with the word YouTube to be stupidity. In the spirit of things. Because if they are cracking down on offensive language, I think that's such a vague objective to have that I want to show how pointless it is and see if they have to crack down on the name of the website itself. The English major is showing. Thank you. Thank you. 5-head strategy. Thank you very much. Now we're not done. We're not done. Now, it cannot just be an offensive term, because if it's just an offensive term, It has a very particular meaning. It needs to embody context and association, which is why it needs to be a contradictory word if we're going to have any purpose with it, because our goal here is a nightmare hellscape. We don't want YouTube to just be an insulting word. We also want it to be a compliment, so it's really confusing the context that you're using it in. And there's a key point in the strategy here as to why I think this is a clever idea. Okay, and we'll get to it. So I want to define YouTube as a literal gigachad. YouTube, an action of inoffensive and purposeful intelligence. An individual who acts with inoffensive and purposeful intelligence. A moment of inoffensive and purposeful intelligence. If you call someone a YouTube, I want it to be on level with calling them an Einstein. I want them to be an actual literal gigachad. And that's what I'm proposing. This is a complete contradiction to the first definition we have, and we will reconcile this in just a moment. I want to give you another example of how we're going to use this term. A person stands back in a crowded elevator to let others in. They ask you which floor you would like and press the button for you. They invite you to view a genuinely funny meme they found on TikTok with you using their audio splitter cable. And it makes you laugh and brightens up your day. Gosh, you really needed that. It can be tough working a 9-to-5 shift, and sometimes you just need the funny meme. Thank you, kind stranger. This person is a YouTube. One of my closest friends, I would call this person a YouTube. They are providing a noble service. They are really going the extra mile. Acting with complete intelligence and actually finding a genuinely funny meme, which is a rare commodity in these trying times. We're oversaturated with the meme economy these days. You know, so that's a YouTube moment right there. That's a genuine thank you. You're such a YouTube. I really appreciate what you did. That gives us two completely conflicting definitions of what the word YouTube can mean. So, what is a YouTube moment? This is what it's boiling down to, and then here's the bit that's gonna blow your mind, right? And this is just playing with language. A YouTube moment. It can mean a genuine insult or be the highest form of praise. The best kind of person, or literally the worst kind of person alive. A word of no significance or real meaning, much like the word literally. It's so contradicting at this point that it's unclear what a YouTube actually means. The rule of internet terms in general is that most internet terms are kind of stupid and pointless. Look at most creators' names, like on even YouTube, and you can actually see that. Like, the hell is an RTGame? What does that mean? You know, like, what is Jacksepticeye? What's a PewDiePie? Why does this pie have to die? If you actually start to think about the nature of words, it's all kind of stupid and meaningless, but we just have particular associations with these words, which is why we use them. And so we can recontextualize these words however we please, really. It just depends on how we use them and how we associate these words more than anything, which is why I want to propose this definition for the word YouTube, which lacks a definition right now. You know, I'm doing you a service right now, YouTube. I'm trying to get you in the dictionary here. I'm trying to solidify your presence with a stupid word here. So, this is the important bit. This is what it's all been building up to, and this is why I think this strategy works. And even if you are hesitant, it's like, hang on, why are you making YouTube a nice description or a nice definition? The meanings are interchangeable. Context is key. Connotation is key. If you sarcastically call someone a YouTube, you are referring to the negative this definition of what a YouTube is. That's what I mean. Wait, why is everyone a F? Hang on, wait. Oh, because the E looks like an F. Okay, sorry. I thought the stream died. Right, no, that E does look like an F. Hang on, let me pop myself away. I got a replacement image I can use. Wow. All right, let's get that wow face in. The meanings for YouTube and the definitions that we've defined here are completely interchangeable. So you can use both definitions quite sarcastically. It's like the word Einstein is the idea here. If you sarcastically call someone an Einstein, you're not calling them a genius, you're calling them an idiot. If you call someone who's not usually kind of like the brightest, but they do something quite clever, and then you call them an Einstein, you're calling them the nice meaning. You can swap them around as much as you want. Which basically means that the word is perfect to be used in this way, because we're defining the word YouTube as simultaneously a compliment that can be used nicely, but also a really insulting term that you can use to describe your friends or moments of pointless stupidity. And that's why this strategy works, because when you spend all your time and energy cracking down on no-no words for pointless trivial reasons, you're completely overlacking connotation and context. And this really shows the fruitfulness of your endeavor, because this is a nice term that I now want YouTube to start cracking down on. That's the goal here. We're gonna try and sow some chaos with this. This idea is such YouTube. People are already using it. That's what I want to see. And the thing is, that could be interpreted in both ways. You could be calling me stupid right now, or you could be calling me clever. The word works. But that's the point of it. You calling me a YouTube, it's either, God, he's such a YouTube. That could be nice or bad, and that's exactly what I want. I want the word YouTube to lose all meaning. I want it to lose significance. I want to propagate this term and to kindly suggest that people start using it in the vocabulary to both refer to pointless stupidity and purposeful intelligence. And whatever context you want to use it in is up to you. I've got one more slide. What happens now? Start using the word YouTube to describe things on YouTube. I want everyone to start calling things on YouTube a YouTube. It's either brilliant or it's not very brilliant, and no one's going to be able to tell what happens. Sorry, yeah, my caps lock got stuck the wrong way. Look, it was 2 a.m. when I made this PowerPoint, right? Like, I'm not a miracle man, right? Like, I'm doing the best I can. I've got limited time on this planet too. All right, like I was pulling an absolute bender playing Pokemon Go last night, right? Like it was Tyranitar Community Day. I had to get as many as I could. I've got limited time on this planet too, and I need my Lavatars. Got 4 shinies. The question is, can YouTube reasonably restrict the word YouTube? Now again, this is the try and show the pointlessness of this exercise and how this is so much wasted energy on something so trivial. There are genuine actual problems, but to kind of add to this and show the pointlessness of all of this, I want to see how YouTube responds to the word YouTube. I'm genuinely curious what the approach is here. If the highlights of this stream on YouTube get restricted, YouTube admits that the word YouTube should be censored. If it doesn't get restricted, YouTube is allowing blatant profanity to slip by their filters. It is a problem either ways, and it shows the pointlessness of the whole exercise. Whether or not the video is restricted or not, YouTube has admitted a complete failure in its own systems, and the pointlessness of cracking down on policy like this. That's why I really want to make the word YouTube a swear, because it shows how stupid this all is, much like the word YouTube, which is a pointless, stupid endeavor. That's why we've defined the word this way. We've been really to the point about this, but I think this is a genuine experiment with language, and I'm curious to see how this goes. Now, very much, this experiment rides or dies with the people here. With culture, with vocabulary. I can't just say and propose this idea that we should use YouTube as a swear word to describe things if people don't actually do it. You know, that's not going to work. I can't just say, this is the word we use, guys, and everyone's just like, okay. No, yeah, people actually have to use it. It lives or dies based on culture. So I am kindly going to invite people to invite the word YouTube into their day-to-day vocabulary to describe pointless stupidity or purposeful intelligence. Either is fine to me. Whatever context you want to use it is fine. The main thing is that you are saying the word YouTube with one of these two connotations. And that really depends on use. That depends on culture. That depends on community. You're such a YouTube. Like, I could say thank you, or I could ban you from chat. I don't know which. But that's the point of this, isn't it? That's what I love. I don't know which way I'm supposed to interpret it. But neither does YouTube. And that's the point of it. Thank you for coming to my RT talk. Please rate and subscribe for more zany RT moments. I was supposed to have like a clapping applause track. Let me just... That probably sounds terrible on the microphone. That sounds terrible on the microphone. But wait! There's a little more. Just to kind of show the fun of language here and just to play about a bit. I'm going to propose that we invent some new words like this right now. But also, with the crucial detail, don't do slurs. There are actual insult and derogatory terms that are used in very hateful connotations just across the board. We don't want those. We want kind of like the more stupid insults, like a YouTube. Thank you. I think that's an important little mention if we're going to be coming up with new words here. And we're going to be opening suggestions up to the chat. We are going to be trying to define some of these. If you give me just a moment, I can gear up a little doc so we can take note of some of these. Hope you all enjoying my RT talk so far. How y'all doing? This is going to be a weird stream today. We've got more after this too. Like this is the first part of the stream. Are you all having fun? God, I hope so. Do you like the idea? How many people here think, yeah, I could use the word YouTube in my day-to-day vocabulary? You know, it's a suggestion for a lot of YouTubers too. If you're having trouble swearing openly on the sites, start calling things a YouTube. See where it takes you. They can't crack down on that one word. It's virtually invincible. If they crack down on it, they have to rename the site. You know, it's so pointless. Your idea is so YouTube. Thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Word suggestion mailbox. Okay, I like that. All right, so this is going to be like, we're talking like real professional streamer hours here. I'm literally opening Microsoft Word. How many people on Twitch even stream with Microsoft Office? I'm going to be honest here, because like this is like a wild concept for a stream, right? We're going to have an Excel spreadsheet soon, you know, so like things are going to get exciting. You want to stay tuned for that. Okay. But this is what I want to use. I'm going to make a big font just so it's legible. I like the idea of calling someone a mailbox an insult. There's something about the box bit of that actually seems like it could be quite insulting. And so I want us to try and define this term. If you call someone a mailbox, it does actually sound like quite an insulting term. But what exactly? It has to be specific. It has to be specific. To tell someone to shut up, shut your mailbox. Oh, so it's the idea, that's the idea of spam in your mailbox. And by calling someone a mailbox, you're referring to them as spam mail. So if you call someone a mailbox, a person who says nothing of note, i.e. spam. I like that. You mailbox. You have nothing useful to say. I really like that. That's actually quite clever. Yeah, it's like the idea of spam mail. You call someone a mailbox because they're just full of spam. That's quite good. I like that one. I like that one. Let's take another one. Let's take another one. You are Vimeo? Don't diss Vimeo like that, right? What would be another one that we could use? A traffic cone. Okay, no, a bunger. A bunger. I like the idea of bunger. Hang on. Okay, a bunger. Now, a bunger would commonly... This would commonly refer to, like... I mean, this is like from Bug Snacks. This is like bunger, bunger, bunger. I'm not really sure if this is strictly an insulting term, though. I feel like a bunger could be a term of endearment. Although, the more I say it out loud, you bunger. No, it's an insult. Okay. What exactly is a bunger? I bungered it. You parasite. Oh, that's some spoilers for Bug Snacks there. That's some spoilers for Bug Snacks there. We want to try and stay away from that. It needs to be a stupid insult more than anything. It needs to be stupid. We're not talking actual kind of hateful ones here. No slurs. I mean that. I'm very strict about that. There is, we're joking about language here, but there is some language that is used with very hateful connotation and context, and it's just, we're not about that. We don't need more hate in the world. Which will bring me to a suggestion I saw for the next word. I think will be funny. Bear with me there. What does a bunger mean? Someone who is repetitive. Keep saying something. I like the idea of repetition because the term bunger is quite popular because in Bugsnax it would be bunger, 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 bunger. I like the repetition. So, repetition. But how, like, are we calling it someone who just repeats themselves? Not quite. It's similar to a broken record, but it needs to be a bit more specific than calling it just a broken record. A mindless repetition. No need to bunger it. I like that. No need to bunger it. You don't need to keep repeating yourself. You've already said it once. You don't need to keep saying it again and again. We heard you the first time. There's no need to keep bungering. That works. That works. We can add a little footnote for bungering. That actually works quite well. I like that. Yeah, just stop bungering yourself. Like, oh my god, we heard you. It's perfect. This is part of the joy of language. It's so malleable. You can make anything like this. You can transform context. It's all about inflection. Which is why, this next one's a little more targeted. I want this one to be an insult, calling someone a Rowling. And I'm open to suggestions for this. I will not be playing Hogwarts Legacy. I would like to state that for the record now, because I don't want to fund a particularly nasty person. So, what do we want to call a Rowling? What do we want to call this one? I mean... she who must not... Someone... I've got the idea. It's similar to Voldemort, where you don't want to say their name. Someone you genuinely don't want to mention because you're so disappointed to even say their name. I feel like that captures the sentiment for a lot of us, because a lot of us did grow up with Harry Potter and did, you know, fall in love with the Harry Potter franchise, myself included. I've read all the books. It's more disappointing as life goes on that this individual keeps spouting nonsense and very hateful nonsense and also funding hateful legislation against, you know, like LGBT community, you know? It's awful. It's awful. You know, like if you want to be on the side of history, let people be themselves. Trans rights, like equality. Like Jesus, just let people fucking exist. Heckin'. Like, it's not gonna ruin your day. You know? Like, I'm just being to the point. So I think the idea with Rowling being a disappointment, but also you don't want to mention their name. Like, God, you know, like... Harry was such a Rowling. Like, I don't know what happened after college. I feel like that definition really works. I feel like that kind of embodies the sentiment of disappointment that a lot of us feel. I think that's a good way to put it. What do people think? What do people think? What Roland is doing is such a YouTube. Thank you. Keep using the word YouTube. Yes, that's what I want to see. Keep using the word YouTube. We need to redefine this word. We need to win culture. It's a matter of importance here. Unspeakable disappointment. Yeah, in essence, that's what it is. Unspeakable disappointment. There we go. That's perfect. Thank you, guys. We're going to do a few more of these because it's fun. And I think people are enjoying this. We're going to do a few more. Now, I want a kind term. I want a term of endearment next. Okay? I want Something, a word that we haven't considered. That could be a nice way to refer to a friend or something like that. A chuckster. I'm gonna be honest. A chuckster seems like more of an insult. A chuckster seems like more of an insult. I don't think that one's gonna work. I don't think that you call someone a chuckster. It's too close to fuckster. I think that's the problem. I think it's just not gonna work. It's you can't escape that. We need something different. We need something different. You could call someone a cupcake, but a cupcake already has a pretty established definition. I don't think we need to change the word cupcake that much. I mean, a cupcake could refer to, like, you know, like a sweetheart. But it's a bit generic. I want a nicer kind word than that. I want a nicer kind word. A squinky. How is a squinky? A sebi. A sebi. I don't know about a sebi. Daniel. I do not want to use my own namesake. I feel like if you want to use my namesake, then we have some, you know, mailbox describes it quite well. I wouldn't do that. A squinky. Okay, I mean, we're gonna go with it. What's a squinky? Now, this is a term of endearment, right? This is a term of endearment. And not phallic, please. For some reason, I could see it going that way. I don't want it to go that way. I want a genuine, wholesome term of endearment that's not phallic. Please. Squishy friend. You're my squinky. Not quite sold on that. No, you gotta give it a bit more oomph. You gotta give it a bit more energy. Kind and caring. A squinky. It does invoke the idea of squeeze. Huggable. I could see it as someone you could hug. You're a real squinky. Huggable, lovable individual who really means the world to you. And you cherish your time together. Let me define this. Someone you cherish your time with. Gosh, you know, bro, you're my squinky. I feel like, yeah, and also, so we avoid anything phallic, it's purely platonic. Purely platonic. I do not want anyone to refer to their private parts as a squinky. So we're going to be really clear on that, okay? It's not allowed to be used in a romantic context. No, it's just not allowed. So, purely platonic. It's too late. It's not too late. It's not too late. We have the power to define culture here, right? It's never too late. It depends on how we use language more than anything else. Oh, God. Okay, we can do a few more. How are we on time? It's 12 minutes to 4. At 4 o'clock, I have something different that I want to do. We're going to be changing gears a bit from 4. Because I have something quite funny and stupid I found. And I don't even know if it's going to work as a stream, I'll be honest with you. It's really stupid. I want another term of endearment. Actually, okay, this isn't a term of endearment. This is a Morgana. Alright, okay, this is not a term of endearment. Not a term of endearment. You call someone a Morgana. Again, to give examples for language, like, there's nothing inherently wrong with the name Karen, but there's a certain connotation with the name Karen these days, where it's like, you call someone a Karen, it's like, ooh, well, that person's not nice, you know? Like, even with the word simp, like, let's be real here, right? The word simp, coming in part from simpleton. It means someone who doesn't think, someone who kind of mindlessly follows. Kind of plain and ordinary. Now, we have a different meaning for the word simp these days. Simp comes from simpleton. It's like, you know, language changes over time. English moment. Okay, but what's a Morgana? I'll be honest, I could just... It might just be too graphic to say. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it kind of summarizes my feelings. It's not worth defining just how much hateful energy there is in this term. I think maybe we just leave it at that. Like, I don't think a textbook definition encompasses what the word Morgana represents, personally. I think it's too much. Don't call people Morganas. Like, that's pretty mean. That's pretty mean. That's worse than a Karen. Oh, God. Like, there's a lot that you could describe in Morgana. It's too much. Okay. One more. This is the last one. Last one, and then we're going to have some Q&A. We're just going to chat a bit. And then I'm going to gear up for the next bit of the stream. I want to do something a bit different. Because I don't have 3 hours of PowerPoint presentations for you all here today. Excuse me. I'm quite gassy for some... Sorry, the one time I'm on camera, it's like... Bleh! Sorry. Aspire. Okay. Now... Not phallic. I mean it, you're not allowed to make this phallic. You call someone aspire. Pointlessness, ironically. Useless. A waste of money. A waste of space. A money leech. A leech that drains your money / energy. Oh, don't be aspire. And I like the idea that aspire in this context, it's like it's sticking into you. It's like you've been like struck by it. Nothing phallic. But you've actually been pierced by the spire. It's like, oh, you're such a spire in my side. I think that works really well. That kind of encompasses what Dublin Spire is about. Because, fun fact for Dublin Spire, it's a pole that literally symbolizes money. It has no meaning or significance outside of that in Dublin. And it's supposed to be self-cleaning, except it didn't work. And so we spend €3 million every year to instead get this monument cleaned that no one likes. I really wish they'd tear it down, because it's so pointless. It symbolizes nothing. It is the worst kind of monument because it is completely devoid of any cultural significance or meaning. There's a reason I actually genuinely despise this being known as one of our most significant attractions. It's even more damning because it's right next to an actual very important landmark in Dublin that is the GPO. It's the General Post Office. It doesn't sound like much, but the roots of the Irish Revolution happened in that post office. And if you actually look on O'Connell Street on the pillars of the GPO, you can actually see bullet holes in the building. They're still there. It's actually like really culturally significant. It represents the birth of our independence in Ireland. And it's completely overshadowed by this damn giant pole that means nothing. And that's why I hate it. That's why I hate it. You have such a cool, culturally like relevant landmark right here, and you go with the pole. Why? It's so annoying. That's very YouTube. Thank you. Keep using the term. The spire. Like, what a YouTube. Oh my god. And like, ironically, big pointy stick has no point. It infuriates me. It's just like a bastardization, a mustardization of our culture. And it's like funded by the Irish government. No one wanted it. No one likes it. It takes away from the other actual historical monument of real significance. Just do something with it, you know? Like, we don't need something to just symbolize money. And, you know, ironically, it was built, like, before an economic recession. What's the point? Spire is such a Rowling. I don't even want to talk about the Spire. That's such a Rowling. That's such a Rowling. No, don't talk about to me about a Rowling. Thank you for coming to my RT talk. Thank you very much, everyone. This is the part where I would put on some clapping. You know, you can all maybe just type clap in the chat. I'm gonna take a seat. I want to have fun with... Hang on, wait, okay, wait, let me explain. I have a standing desk. I'm not this short. I just gotta lower it. Hang on. Hang on. Oh. There we go. Much better. Thank you for coming to my RT talk, everyone. How y'all doing? That's enough about me. How's your week been? What's everyone up to? I've got my presentation out of the way. If you were just hopping about to hear me rail on and riff on YouTube a while, thank you very much for coming to the stream. I have something very different to show you in 5 minutes, and I understand if it's going to weird you out. Because it weirds me out. But we're going to wait a mo. We're going to wait a mo. I do ask that you bear with me. But before then, how are all you? How are all you? Just trying to save the document there in the background. Thank you everyone for all the bits. Thank you everyone for all the gift subs. It's such a YouTube. Please keep using the word YouTube. The only even if you don't adopt the other words into your day-to-day vocabulary, I do strongly suggest that you adopt the word YouTube. It's kind of like the focal point, but I mean, again, I just hope this shows like how malleable language is and how pointless it is to have policy against some kinds of language like that, especially like when it's really inoffensive. You know, the children aren't gonna bleed out of their ears if they hear someone say shit every now and then, you know? It's weird, because as a society, we're obsessed with the idea of sheltering our children and making entertainment for children, but then not allowing them to grow up. And it's like, who cares? Like, life's a bit of chaos anyway. It's weird. There's definitely child inappropriate stuff. There is. That's a different kind of stuff. Harmless swears is hardly it. You know, it's weird if you look at like what defines a movie to be PG. You can say one swear. If you say two, hang on, you're getting notions. You said fuck twice. It's weird. Parents should parent their own kids anyway. They should. It ultimately is down to the parents. If you don't want your children seeing a no-no word, maybe keep an eye on your children. My 2 cents. YouTube Kids exists too. YouTube Kids is really weird. Don't go there. YouTube is such a YouTube. But yeah, God almighty. Thank you so much to everyone with all the bits and the subs. Like, Jesus, there was a lot of them there. Oh my God, like Battle Bear, thank you for the 10,000 bits. This is my first time catching a stream. Literally made a Twitch account after learning that they say YouTube, but they censored the word YouTube. Thank you. Demonetized your videos. You're a squinky cupcake, and I'm looking forward to spending my wallet catching your future streams. You're very kind. You don't need to do that. Thank you very much for even hopping over the Twitch. That's very kind of you. Thank you for supporting me here. I really appreciate it. You have to censor the word YouTube now. Yeah, you got to be careful with it, you know? Seriously, to everyone who's been given subs and bits and that, like, there was a lot that was coming in there while I was going PowerPoint mode. Oh my God, yeah, there was really a lot. I thank you to everyone. That's incredibly kind of you. Seriously. Watch out with the Y word. I think it's a fantastic experiment. I don't know how you realistically crack down on that. Either way, we win. If they don't censor the word YouTube, they're allowing offensive language to basically be projected onto the platform. If they censor it, they are admitting the word YouTube is a problem and how stupid the exercise is anyway. We win either way. Stop dropping the Y-bomb, please. Sorry, I'll give you some more then. I'll give you some more then. Oh, God. There are children here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, how's everyone's week going? How's everyone's New Year? It's good to be back. I'm back on the regular now, too. We're streaming today. We're streaming Tuesday. We're streaming Thursday. next weekend, mark your calendars, we're finishing Persona. It's gonna be next weekend. I'm gonna be streaming Saturday and Sunday. We're gonna try and keep it to the weekends, just because they're long boy streams. I want people to have time to be able to catch them. I have something very cool for Tuesday that I'm hoping to do, and I'll share a little more info on that soon. I still have something else that's really weird that I want to do today. We will start soon. I just want to have a little bit of a chat with you before we start. Just having a little chat. Oh, God. I'm gonna YouTube. You think you play Persona 5 Scramble? Once I finish Royal, that's it. There's other games I want to play. I think we spent a lot of time on, like, big, massive JRPG. There's a lot of other stuff on my radar. We're gonna just leave it there. I think that's the best way. I don't want to just be, like, the Persona guy. You know? So, we're gonna finish it, though. We are gonna finish it. I'm very excited to finish it. I wanted to start this year by doing it. It was before all the YTube business happened. It's before it all went down. My plan literally was to come back with Persona. But because of all that, it's like, okay, I can't just do that now because this is all very stupid and stressful for no reason. You know? Watch yourself now. Instead of, like, you know, because their slogan is broadcast yourself. Now, if we're redefining it this way, it's like, just watch yourself. Watch yourself. I like that. God almighty. Can't wait to finally get to the annual Souls game, Dark Souls 2 playthrough. Yes, that actually was the plan. We gotta get one in. I love Souls games. Spoilers. It will be happening this year, though. That actually was the plan. Yep. Because, I mean, we did, like, annual Fable games for years, you know, and I really love those. Then we ran out of Fable games. You know, so I like the Souls games. Like, we got more than just one in last year, too. We did Bloodborne and Elden Ring. I really want to do, like, Dark Souls 2. I've never finished it. Clinked my glass for no reason. I almost broke it. Jesus. You didn't play the Kinect Fable game, though? I actually tried to get a hold of that and to get it to work. I actually have a Kinect in the wardrobe over here off screen. I couldn't set it up because it sucks. The hardware is just awful. Like, I just couldn't do it. I actually tried. I couldn't get it configured. It's just really awful technology. And that's the sole reason I haven't been able to do it. Like, I genuinely tried. But that's why. It's just awful. Ah, God. God almighty. Epi, thank you for the 7 gift subs. Thank you to everyone's giving the gift subs and that, and just subbing in general. Thank you as ever. I hope my voice is holding up. I can feel it starting to wane a bit. Today's stream will be a bit on the shorter side just because I have been sick the last few days. I want to try and get rest. I want to try and do shortish streams so that I'm all better and ready for Persona come next weekend. I hope that's understandable. But I do want to be back to content too because it brings me a lot of joy. You know, like when you've been sick long enough that you just want to do something? That's where I'm at right now, and I just want to do something. Sorry for your plague. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Cake Jumper, Josie. They unfortunately had the plague. They passed it to us. We're now deathly sick with the same thing they had. It's been rough, but at least we know what to expect because they've already gone through it. Ah, Jesus. Cake Jumper, no. That's such a YouTube moment. What a YouTube, you know? Like, just getting sick in general. God was having a real YouTube day when he came up with illness. What a YouTube. It works. Like, the term genuinely works. I think we can redefine it. My plan is, from that PowerPoint presentation, to have that up as its own highlights video. Hello, if you're watching, on the YouTube channel. and just get it very to the point, just so we can spread the message. I want people to start using YouTube to describe bloody pointless things. But also, it's a nice compliment. It's important that it's both. It's important that it's both, because context is king. Again, it's like using the term Einstein. Like, oh my god, you actual Einstein, or, ha, you real Einstein. That's the way you think of it. Except it's that just in regards to stupidity. Can Germa be our new equivalent of bastard? Hey, Jeremy is a lovely man, I'll have you know, right? Like, I know he's a bit scary when he materializes behind you and asks if you had any coffee or Cheetos, you know? But you should accept him into your life, because once you get to know him, he's actually quite lovely, right? None of this Jeremy slander. You know? But I haven't actually got to hang out with him a while. I was in Vegas and he saw me, but I didn't see him. Which was a bit confusing. But you know, he sent nice messages, like in DMs, as he watched from the shadows. You know, it's just what he's like sometimes. It's just what he's like. Jesus. Would you ever play Amori, Dan? No. I've talked about that one just on the suggestions box. There's a suggestions box in the Discord, by the way. People ever want to suggest games or ideas for things for me to stream. Amori is vetoed, and a lot of like intense fandom games I vetoed, specifically because I don't think people want to see me play those games. I think people want to see me have a very specific reaction to those games. It happened a lot with Undertale, where people were like, oh my god, why didn't you react this way to this fight? And I think Amori is one of those games where it's a very intense fandom that people don't want me to play it. They want to see me react to it. And they want to see if the way I react is the same way to the way they react it. And I'm just like, no to all those games, because that's not fun to me. That's just a lot of pressure, more than anything. Absolutely called out. I mean, it's just like I try to be honest as well with that. Like, I don't want to come across like I'm not playing your favorite game, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, I don't want to come across as like maniacal villain as like stomping on all your toys. I'd rather just be honest, so like, you know, you don't get your hopes up that I'm gonna play it someday. Because like, nah, like I've actually thought about it. I don't want to play it. I don't want you to hold out waiting for it, you know? I'd rather just try and let you down gently and give you like what I honestly think. You know? I think that's better. Real YouTube moment there, you know, if I do say so. Ah, God. Vonnie Carmy? I don't like Vonnie Carmy. Something not right about that term. Jesus, there's almost 10,000 people here. Where did you all come from? Holy YouTube. Where's everyone coming in from? Like, I feel bad as well, because I'm gearing up to do something really stupid in like 10 minutes. This stream is going to nosedive in 10 minutes with a really stupid premise I thought of. And something I want to do. Like, it's gonna be awful. Like, you really want to leave now, like, if you've enjoyed the stream so far. It's like you've had a nice dinner, but the dessert is literally a piece of dog shit. Like, get out of here. I don't know why you're all here. You don't want the dessert here. Nope, let's go. I'm all for stupid. Piece of YouTube. Oh, no. Well, I mean, hey, thank you for 10,000 people here. You're all very welcome to the stream. It's great to have you here. I imagine there's a lot of people here. It's their first time here. We don't normally get that many people here. Like, the reason that's why I'm just kind of mentioning it. Usually, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how much we usually have. It fluctuates a lot. It's definitely not normally 10K. I think we've had like only ever 5 streams where it's been 10K people. We're actually past the paint drying numbers. I could stick on some paint to dry if you want me to, just while we chat. You want a little bit of paint drying? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Hang on, okay. This is even better than paint drying, right? I'm gonna watch Point Crow watch paint dry. Okay. Now we're getting meta, so I'm gonna watch him as he watches the other paint. Okay, we'll just pop that on for background just while we wait a minute. This stream is 10 hours long. He must have... Oh god, he looks real tired. Oh no, you can tell he's just out of it at this point. Like, just look at this, right? Energy. Big happy smile. It's gone. It's got, like, his soul has left his body. Oh my god. I feel so bad for him. He's actually looks dead inside. This is how he started. This is how he, like, he's gone. This man is destroyed. Oh god, okay, I mean, we gotta watch this. What happened at this moment? What's at the 3-hour mark? At the most replayed? What happened here?
Man, that would be so much fun to go on to it. Survivor is great. Like, it just seems so much fun. In China, it was literally like, it was totally a different environment, and it was so cool, like the different challenges they had. And now they just keep rehashing it over and over and over again. It's like the same exact spot, same exact locations.
I've no idea what he's talking about. I've no idea. But apparently this is an exciting moment for watching the paint dry. What happened to my music as well? Oh, it died, right? Here we go. I'll watch Crow watch paint dry for a bit. And we'll just sit tight. I don't know what the context is with China. I don't know what he's talking about. I'll watch this stream later for you, okay? I got 10 hours to spare. I'll watch it later, and I'll tell you what was going on, okay? Oh, Jesus. Reaction stream. How do you do a react stream to watching someone watch paint dry? It's like... Oh yeah, it's really drying. I wonder what shade of red it is. Oh. You know, like, what do I do? You can't make content out of that. That's not how it works. He's mailboxing. What the YouTube is this? Oh, God almighty. Dan, you literally said the same thing. I probably did when I watched paint dry. I did. I'm a trendsetter with, you know, paint. And you know, really pointless streams on the internet. I'm somewhat of an influencer myself. You know, hi. My name's RTGame. I influence people. That man watching paint on the wall? That's because of me. Because I watched paint first. And now he's watching it. Huh. Look how influenced he is. What a YouTube moment I've been. I gotta use the word right or I'll lose all meaning. Even though it's already lost all meaning technically. I gotta be careful. He's an influencer. Okay, real talk though. Real talk. I despise the term influencer. I genuinely hate it, even if that is unfortunately what my job description probably is. I'm an influencer. It's because the people who call themselves influencers tend to be full of themselves. Like, and it's such a vague, wishy-washy term that, like, it means literally nothing. Like, so what do? Hi! Influence people. Fuck does that mean? What the YouTube is that? My mom influences me, right? What are you trying to say? It's just so meaningless. I hate it when people use that term. I prefer like entertainer or content creator. I like to look at it as like kind of one of those, because ultimately I'm trying to entertain people here. You know, I love doing this because I just get to, you know, share passions with y'all. We all get to have a good time, I hope. I want everyone to be entertained. That's like my goal. And like, I create content. That's a vague wishy-washy term as well, but it's better than influencer, you know? It's just such a vague term. Play the plastic duck game, please. Don't worry. I got something worse. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, and then we're actually gonna start on what this new on what I want to do for the rest of the stream is. And I mean, this is gonna be stupid. If you really like watching paint dry, you are going to love the premise for today's stream. If you love, God, my favorite RT stream is when he does some trivial thing for like 2 hours at a time, and we revel in the absurdity that is life and existence on this mortal realm. You're in luck. I found something really stupid. 5-minute timer. Count it down. Count it down. I mean it. We're gonna start soon. It's happening. He's going to touch grass. I actually touched grass yesterday. I went outside for the Pokemon Go Community Day. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm somewhat of a gamer myself. Pokemon Go, it's come a long way. Oh, like everyone said, oh, he's a boomer. He likes Pokemon Go. No, it's actually genuinely quite good. It's genuinely quite fun. I want to show it to you. I want to show it to you. Just wait. Look at those. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that 4 shiny Larvatars he's got? Is that 4? You cannot see it. You absolutely cannot see it. It's not coming up. Got 4 of them. And I have a shiny Tyranitar. And a shiny Puppetar. I'm something of a gamer myself. I see pixels. Is that a phone? Holy shit. Holy YouTube. Like, what a YouTube. He has a phone. Did you Game Shark those in? I had an action replay for Nintendo DS back in the day, and I cheated a bunch of shiny Pokemon into the game. Like, everyone did it. Everyone did it. I had like a shiny team I did once. I didn't transfer those Pokemon. They've since lived and died on those DS carts. You know, they've not gone anywhere. I've caught a lot of legit shinies since. But everyone did it. Everyone did it. Like, shinies was so rare. Who didn't? If you didn't, then you are actually lying. At least I'm honest. You Rowlin'. He's such a Rowlin'. I'm so disappointed in him. You YouTube. You Morgana. Don't call me Morgana. If you call me a Morgana, you'll actually get timed out. You gotta be careful. Do not call me a Morgana. There's no place for that kind of language here. Absolutely none. Ban Morgana. You Mishima. Somebody just makes you generally uncomfortable. Call him a Mishima. I like that. But everyone did it. Everyone cheated. Everyone cheated with action replays back in the day. Like, you couldn't get event Pokemon unless you lived in Tokyo. You had to cheat it. You absolute Morgana main. Cake Jumper, I think you're great. But could the mods please ban her? Don't actually. Don't actually. You should all go say hey to Cake Jumper. How do I do the shout out thing, Josie? How do I do the shout out thing where I like link your channel? There was a way to do it. We saw this the other day. I saw it on your stream. How do I do it? I can pop up a thing where it's like, it says, hey, you should all go say hi. Make a moment. Manage your chat. Monetize your stream. Safeguard your community. I mean, that's not quite it. I'm looking for it. There's a thing for it. I can't find it. It's a relatively new feature on Twitch. Oh, there it is. Join us in following Cake Jumper. Yeah, how did you do that? One of the mods did it. How'd you do that? Everyone here, go follow Cake Jumper. She's so lovely. She's a good, dear friend. Go send some support. You ever want to see someone actually bake, like pizza and stuff, but like it's actually edible at the end? Like, Josie does that every Friday. It's great. It's really chill. She made a lovely apple pie the other day. Oh boy, I have a lot of people to disappoint. Yes, you do. Good luck. Using 10,000 people for good. Oh, Jesus. Come on, Dan, be a YouTube. I'm trying. Oh, wait. How many more minutes till we start the new thing? The music is gonna go quiet. It's been 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I need to stop watching Point Crump. Okay, this is really stupid. Okay, a moment of silence, please. Everyone's getting a bit nervous. You've no idea what's coming. And I'll be right back to. Hang on. I'm back. Okay. Trying to gear up for this. Let's see. Okay, I just want to preface this with I don't know why this exists. Give me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bible is now on Steam. I don't know why this is a thing. I really want to show, like this was like really caught me off guard, right? And this is an ambitious game, and I just want to take you on the story, and we need to experience this. You can now play the Bible on Steam. The greatest story ever told. The digital recreation of the Bible in kinetic novel form. Read through and save passages in any order with an original soundtrack, or listen through the greatest story ever told in audiobook form. Feature an extensive trivia section to find out how well you really know the stories of old and new. Now, I get the idea and concept. It's a digital version of the Bible. Couple of things. And this is why this really caught my eye, and this is like really weird and surreal. They're updating the Bible. There was a patch for the Bible. Version 1.1 dropped a little while ago. They're updating the Bible, which is a really bold claim to do, considering the precedent that this book has, that you're gonna patch in and make Bible DLC. There's new translations, there's new types of quizzes, there's improved functionality. There's like trivia questions apparently in the Bible. There's future updates and content planned for the Bible. And like to really hammer home the point, right? And this is why this seems so surreal. There's a load button. You have to save your progress in the Bible. Like I don't know what that means. This game has Steam achievements. It's the Bible. How do you add Steam achievements to the Bible? So, I just thought we have to check this out. Even if it's a train wreck for a little bit, because it's so... Like, the premise... I don't know why this exists. Because digital versions of the Bible already do exist. You know, it's the Bible. So we're gonna check it out. The Bible is now on Steam. Let's play it. I'm gonna rename the stream title. And this game costs 12 euro as well for the Bible, which I want to say is daylight robbery. Consider it like you can read all this pretty much online for free. Like it's already there. There's resources for it. And you know, also, full disclaimer here. I'm not a religious man. Technically still Catholic. You know, I'm Irish. We're all Catholic. It's just a thing we do. I did my confirmation and became a full Catholic because I was told my relatives would give me a lot of money if I did it, and I wanted to buy a Nintendo Wii when I was 11 years old. So I did. And I got Wii Sports and WarioWare Smooth Moves, and it was the best summer ever. That's why I'm Catholic. Alright, we still get the real religious influence in Ireland. If you're religious yourself, more power to you. You know, whatever floats your boat. We let people be people. I just want to check out what this actually is, though, or what's happening here, because this is a fever dream. YouTube move on RTGame. Let's start the Bible. Okay. Credits. Is this just going to be like Jesus? There's so many layers to even see in this. Like, I don't know. Why is there a tutorial? I gotta learn how to experience this. Alright. More information on the game's controls. Hit the escape key and look at the help menu for more information. Okay. To read the Bible, you must start by selecting Bible, then choose the translation you'd like to read and select Old Testament or New Testament. This one will take you to a menu showcasing all the books in that testament. Choose the book you would like to read. Choosing the book will take you to a menu. Okay, so debate. If you've never experienced technology, I think it's the idea here. If you don't know what it is, which is a weird audience to chase after, because surely they'd have their own copy of the Bible. Yes, I have a copy of the Bible, by the way. I'm an English student. This is one of the most influential books ever written. It permeates everything. It's really influential. Of course I have a copy. I'm not religious, but I still have that. You want to read like Paradise Lost and the like, and not have a copy, like you're screwed. You need a copy. You know, just even for that, for like a literary standpoint. Was Jesus an influencer? He was. He influenced a lot of people. That's why I hate that term. If Jesus was alive, yeah, you know, I'm an influencer. Here's some Instagram pics of my latest surfboarding weekend. You know, drinks are on me, of course, because, you know, I could just make them out of the water. Caught a few fishes, you know, we fed an entire beach of people. It was a great time. Okay. You can bookmark pages of interest at any time. Okay, you can use a bookmark. There is an audiobook version. That is quite cool. Just have an audiobook, sure. Change the volume for narrator audiobook. That looks spaced properly. Sure. Select trivia to be tested on your knowledge of the Bible. You can take and retake the test at any time to see how much you have learned. So this is the actual game element of it. It's actual Bible trivia. Okay, we can do a Bible test. Do we want to try trivia? I mean, what is planned for the Bible? Like, we're getting the New Testament plus, apparently. New tests and quizzes are being drafted for players to enjoy. All music, sound effects, animation, art assets for trivia being replaced and greatly improved in our next large update. This feature will allow users to open a note-taking tab anytime while reading any translation of the Bible. The notes will be linked to the page and translation they are written in. When users read passages in the future, they will find their past thoughts in it readily accessible. You can highlight... Okay, I mean, you'll be able to use it like a book. I get what they're doing. These are the next updates planned for the Bible on Steam. But you can do all this. You could do all this already. That's the thing. I'm pretty... you haven't studied it. This already exists. You can do this on any website, surely. Okay, I mean, they want it in one place. Is this on the exam? It might be. Which version do we want? World English Bible. You pick your testament. What an interface. Okay, go on. We gotta study for the test, right? King James sucks. Is this... Hang on. Back to Testament menu. Hang on. Back to Bible selection. People saying King James version sucks. For some reason in my head, I don't know if this is intentional, the colors here remind me of Pepsi and Coca-Cola. I don't know why. Like, that's the first thing that pops into my head. Like, you know, like, which one takes your fancy? Which one do you want in your house? If we blindfolded you, which Bible would you choose? Which is the better Bible? Also, I think they should personally call the Bible the Bible. I just think it sounds funnier. Okay, we're a Pepsi family, right? We're gonna go with some New Testament. Where are we fancy going? This is a this is what I meant as well. I'm sorry to disappoint everyone watching the stream. This was always planned. People have already left. I do not blame you. I needed to know what was happening and why this is on Steam of all places. I need to know why this game has Steam achievements. I already got an achievement apparently. Wait. The achievements are hidden. They're secret. This is a very interesting take on doing it, and I'm wondering why. The first step is the hardest part. Okay, all right. It's just, you know, it's tough. It's a daunting book to read. There's 71 hidden achievements. A very YouTube approach to achievements. Okay, okay, do we want to go for a Timothy? Which Timothy do we want? Revelations, Armageddon, Speedrun. Okay, go on. We'll go for the Book of Revelations. We got a good few chapters here. We can start with chapter 1 if we want. Oh, he's just going.
Chapter 1.
Wait.
This is the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show to his servants the things which must happen soon, which he sent and made known by his angels.
I can't hear you over the drums.
Testified to God's word and of the testimony of Jesus Christ.
Could the man stop drumming?
Blessed is he.
Oh my god, it's so loud. How do I stop him drumming? How do I stop? I gotta turn down the drums. I know, we're all excited for the good book. Like, sure. Okay. There we go. Okay. I never thought we'd have audio problems with the Bible. Okay, he stopped talking now. I've lost him. The Bible has a soundtrack now. The weird thing is, as absurd as this, because I just wanted to check this out, because I could find out for myself. Maybe I just didn't need to stream this. I'm gonna be honest. What do I do from here? Do I just read it? This is why I was saying, like, the paint drying crowd is in for a treat. This is the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show to his servants the things which must happen soon, which he sent and made known by his angel to his servant John, who testified to God's word and of the testimony of Jesus Christ about everything that he saw. Now you see, you need to use a full stop earlier in your sentence there. That's just poor grammar. You know, you want to make it kind of accessible here. Short and concise sentences. Like, if Jesus was submitting a thesis here, he'd already be docked a few points. He's lacking some full stops. You need shorter sentences. Bible react. That's literally what this is. That's what we're doing. Blessed is he who reads and those who hear the words of the prophecy. There's a prophecy? Oh my god, this Jesus guy could predict the future. No way. React streamer. The fucking Bible. I left for a couple of minutes. What the fuck is happening? What happened? Hear the words of the prophecy and keep the things that are written in it, for the time is at hand. John, to the 7 assemblies that are in Asia, grace to you and peace from God, who is and who was and who is to come, and from the 7 spirits who are before his throne, and from Jesus Christ, the faithful witness, the firstborn of the dead, and the ruler of the kings of the earth. How many times do you think they've tried to make this like more exciting, like dramatic? Like, I always find it kind of like a surreal thing. Like it happens a lot with the Bible in particular, where they try to make text like this cool, and it always just feels unnecessary because you don't need to. I mean, like for me, it's like an approach is like you take the dictionary. It's like, how do we make it more exciting to learn words? It's like, no, it's like scripture for people. You know, it's important word. You don't need to make it like that. You don't need to present it like that. It always seems all like weirdly disrespectful to do that. This isn't as, I mean, I'm not religious. I'm just kind of like spitballing. RTX on, please. Let me get some shaders on the Bible here. But doesn't it always seem weird and like oddly disrespectful how it's like presented like that a lot of the time? Like, yeah, Jesus is cool. And it's like, I don't think that was the point, that they were trying to make it cool. They were trying to offer a philosophy for life more than anything. You know? It's weird. And it's always from the most religious people who do it that way. Read the Bible in a Toad voice. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to be disrespectful because this is like sacred text for some people. I'm being genuine here. For me, it's just the oddity and like the weird perversion of having this on Steam that I'm just morbidly curious about. It does seem to literally just be audio. I mean, it's just the book. They tried to make it a bit more digestible. I'll be honest.
Chapter 4. After these things, I looked and saw a door opened in heaven, and the first voice that I heard, like a trumpet speaking with me, was one saying,
"Come up here, and I will show you the things which must
Okay.
happen after."
Okay, there are several things wrong here. Why is he doing a gamer voice? Is it just okay? Oh no, I know what he sounds like. You know the guy where it's like, number 4, Burger King foot lettuce. Why does he sound like that guy from the Bible? Why? Oh, it's number 15. You look, look, I'm a boomer, right? I don't know what number it is. But why does he sound like that? And what's with the voice effect? Like, why is that necessary? That's just...
Chapter 5. I saw. In the
Okay, I want to
right
get to
hand
chapter
of him
15.
who
Hang
sat
on.
Chapter 15.
It's the same guy.
I saw another
It's the
great
same guy.
and marvelous sign in the sky. 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them God's wrath is finished.
Yeah,
I
God's
saw
getting pissed at
something
this
like a
point.
sea of
Spoilers for the Book of
glass
Revelations.
mixed with fire, and
That's
those
getting
who
real heated. There's
overcame
some
the
spicy
beast,
stuff.
his image, and the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, having harps of God. They sang the song of Moses, the servant of God.
Oh, we
the
got
song of
dialogue.
the
Hang on.
Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are your works, Lord God, the Almighty.
Okay, that's
Righteous
fine.
and true are your ways, you King of the nations. Who wouldn't fear you, Lord, and glorify
That's
your
fine.
name?
Okay, so why was it just that one time that he's like using a voice filter on a Go XLR for some reason? You know? Like the voice that he used, like I think there's a Jackbox game where they use that filter. It just seems weirdly disrespectful, doesn't it? It seems so unnecessary. It was God's voice. Why does God okay, yeah, this is why it bothered me. Why did God sound like Jigsaw? From like the Saw franchise. I think that that's my problem. Why did he sound like that? I'm gonna go back. It was on chapter 1 that it happened, wasn't it?
Revelations.
Was it on chapter 1 it happened? It was chapter
Chapter
4. Chapter 4. Sorry.
Chapter 4. After these things I looked, and saw a door opened in heaven, and the first voice that I heard, like a trumpet speaking with me, was one saying,
Come up here, and I will show you the things which must happen after this.
Immediately I was in.
I want to play a game. Why does he sound like that? I really don't understand. And that is the guy from Jackbox. That is the guy. What's it? Jackbox. It's Trivia Murder Party. Let me get it.
Wake up! Wake up! Welcome to Trivia Night, my way of testing society's refuse to make sure only the worthy survive.
That's the same voice. That's all I can think of, and it's like just like, and there's a difference because Jackbox is doing that to prevent fun horror game. This is the Bible. I mean, maybe it's the Book of Revelations. It's a bit of a horror story in of itself, you know. Things are getting a bit spicy. Things aren't going well. Maybe that's the atmosphere you want, but is the Bible? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, let me save my progress for the Book of Revelations here. Yeah, you know, bookmark my page there. Keep that handy. Why? You can load your progress. What is happening here? Why? Why? What? Most versions of the Bible are free, by the way. I want to stress that too. Most are free. This one actually costs €12. And I bought it out of morbid curiosity, possibly so you don't have to, just because it's on Steam. I had to pay for this. Okay, they're working on it. If you need help with the Bible, you can take a screenshot. I mean, that's cute. That is quite cute. Put that one in the album. Preferences. I don't think there's. I could just mute all. How do I get back to them? Okay, I want to do Bible trivia. I want to see what this will be the action. Okay, I closed the game. All right, let me. The Bible didn't crash. I just accidentally closed it by mistake. The Bible did not crash. There's no performance issues with the Bible right now. Let's be clear about that. Okay. Oh no, I lost my progress. Okay, thank God. Book of Revelation, chapter
4.
Stop! 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 I can't handle him. I can't handle him. Oh God Almighty. Okay. Let's start. Let's Bible search. Seek and ye shall find. Oh, you can actually search. I just want to find God. That does not narrow down the search. Oh no, that's 4,496 chapters contain the text God. Oh shit, you can actually just quickly scan the entire thing. Okay, wait, what word do we want to find? Do you think that the word gamer? Oh no, it doesn't come up in the Bible. Okay, yeah, we gotta see. Among Us. Oh no. No, of course it would. That would come up because this was before the nightmare hellscape meme times we live in. You know, of course, the word Among Us. It used to be you used to be able to say the word Among Us in a usual sentence. You used to be able to say it fine. And there was no problem with it. Now, if you say it's like sus going on. It's like a reflex people have. Morbius. No, he's not here. I thought he might be. I was hoping. I was hoping he'd be here. Excuse me. I don't think the word YouTube is going to be in the Bible. We need something oddly specific. It's just sus. Okay, but that's because it's part of another word. That's not the word sus. That's not the word sus. Impost. There's nothing for imposter. We need an oddly specific keyword. Just Satan. Well, Satan makes the rounds, you know. He's job's all up in him. Job love chatting about that guy. Of course, Satan's gonna show up. Yeah, he's an important character, you know. Of course, Satan comes up. Met. Wait, what? What? What's this word appearing in? That's too many results for Met. Methodist, maybe? Let me see if I can find it. Jehovah God, form it. Become it. Of course. Ye olde English. Of course. So there was a lot of Met back in the day. Yep, no, they liked their Met. They stuck it in a lot of sentences. Is meme in the Bible? Please let it be here. The sacred texts. There are 4 memes in the Bible. Okay, alright, we have to check these. Wait, Salmo the David, Juz game? I don't know what's going on there. There's a translation here. Juz game? What does that mean? Game is in the Bible. Search RT game. Okay, it's Read a Meme. Read a Meme is coming up. Read a Meme. Read a Meme, read a meme. Fermeme. Fermimente. Fermented? There's a few memes. There's a few memes. Firmament. Why can't I pronounce that? JuzzGame equals RTGame. I don't think that's quite right. Hey Dan, just thought I'd pop in and pay my Y-Tube highlight tax. Have fun with the blasphemy, you good Irish Catholic. Thank you very much. Oh, Jesus. I'm not religious myself, and I'm not trying to just make fun of the Bible here. That's not my goal. I'm trying to make fun of the fact that this exists on Steam for some reason. I think that's just a very weird premise. If you're religious in that, more power to you. You know, whatever brings you joy in life. Doesn't do harm to others. Very important distinction. And I'm technically Catholic myself. I'm allowed to look at the book like this. I'm allowed to have a bit of a giggle. I'm allowed to look back at it. I am technically Catholic. That's my right. Look up furry. Okay, these are some interesting ones. Seek and ye shall find. No results found for furry. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. I thought there might be at least one. There are no furries in the Bible. There are no furries. Just look up ass. Okay, it's gonna be shorthand for things, right? Yeah, grass. Right? More grass. It's gonna be... you don't pronounce it asser. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. I don't think the word ass is gonna come up on its own. It came to pass. I'm gonna say everything with like an accent now. Okay. We could check the New Testament as well. Hang on, let me go back. I gotta go all the way back. Oh no, this is a crossboat Bibles. This is a crossboat Bibles. Search donkey, please. I mean, there's quite a few donkeys. Yeah, there's some donkeys. You had sheep, cattle, male donkeys, male servants, female donkeys, camels. Quite a few donkeys. Search up sands. Oh no! He's here. There's Sansana. Okay, not quite. That could be biblical sans. Hang on. I think this is how it's gonna come up. Is there a sans on its own? There's no sans on its own. Sansana comes up quite a few times. There's no... Yeah, Sansana. There's no individual sans. There's no individual sans. I think we're safe. Damn it! What are the odds? I didn't see this coming. Like... Persona. What? Okay, different language. What language is this? You can tell I'm a cultured person. This is Spanish. Okay. Spanish. What does persona mean in Spanish? Person. Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. God, he's so uncultured. Like, guys, I'm not good with languages. I struggle. There's a reason I studied English in college. I can barely speak it. I tried to learn. I'm still struggling. It's just like me being Irish. There's a good few persona in the Spanish Bible. Search for doom. Oh, there's a little bit of doom. The doom rushes at him. There's a little bit of doom. Daughter of Babylon.
Psalm 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yes.
I want to see how
we
he reads
wept
this.
when we remembered Zion. On the willows in that land, we hung up our harps. For there, those who led us captive asked us for songs. Those who tormented us demanded songs of joy. Sing us one of the songs of Zion.
No voice filter.
How can we sing Yahweh's song in a foreign
No
land?
voice filter. I think it's just going to be...
If I forget you, Jerusalem, let my right hand forget its skill. Let my tongue stick to the roof of my mouth if I don't remember you. If I
don't think there's any
prefer
voices.
Jerusalem above my chief joy.
Might get lucky in a moment.
Remember, Yahweh, against the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to its foundation. Daughter of Babylon,
Ah, he's just going for it.
doomed
He's just
to
going for it.
destruction. He will be happy who rewards you, as you have served us. Happy shall he be who takes and dashes your little ones against the rock.
Bruce Almighty on a budget. Could you imagine if they just got Jim Carrey to read the Bible, but like he was like full in character? And on the seventh day, God said, "What's shaking?" Like, that's what I want. That'd actually be amazing. Oh my god, that'd be so entertaining. Jim Carrey should do it. Search feet. No, I'm not. We're not going down that path. We're not going. Some of you are really weird and need help. Some of you need help. I'm not searching. Just balls. Ah. I don't know. Oh, God. Search toes. So, I'm glad we're reading the Bible today, right? Because some of you in chat need Jesus. I'm glad we're here. It's kind of surreal seeing it, like, broken down to this extent, just be able to search and find keywords. My sins will be cleansed immediately. You must know if weed is in the Bible. Oh, it might be. Put it in the weeds by the edge of the river. Just some regular weeds. Just some regular weeds. Shrek. He's not here. He's not here. One more search. One more search. Make it good. One more search, and then we're doing a trivia quiz. Then get one more search. Just cock. It. Okay. Alright, Bible. Something's going on in Kings chapter 10. There's 5 mentions of cock here. Oh, of course, peacocks. Peacocks. Excuse me. Just peacocks. Or peacocks. We love a peacock. That's all it is. That's all it is. Just search gay. Okay. Let's see. No, it's a translation here. Gayo. I think these are all translations. Okay. Wait, James chapter 2 has it. My brethren, hold not in respect to persons the fate of the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. For there may come into your synagogue a man with gold ring, in gay raiment, and there may come also a poor man in vile raiment. And you may look upon him bearing the gay raiment, and may say to him, Thou, sit thou here well. To the poor man say, Thou, stand thou there, or sit thou here under my footstool. So even the Bible's saying you should accept the gays. You see someone, they're looking gay, come on in. Actual gay moment in the Bible. You'd love to see it. You're either gay or vile. It's not even just vile, it's poor and vile. Golden gay or poor and vile? Choose your fighter. Like, these are the teams. The golden gays, the poor viles. Ah, Jesus. I'm a golden gay. The two genders. The new MCC team, the golden gays. Yes, I actually kind of like that. They should do that. That'd be great. Ah, God almighty. I'm a vile gay. Okay, well we gotta do the actual game. Have I earned any more Steam achievements? No. No, I've not earned any, just checking it. There's still 71 hidden Steam achievements. You'll lose progress. I'm reading the book. I don't know what it, I feel like it's keeping track of something that I don't know if it asks me this. Hang on, okay, you know, let's make a backup save just in case. Make a backup save. Don't want to lose my progress here. Okay, trivia. Welcome to trivia. What? What was that? E. For each question, choose the answer you think is correct. Perfect score may not be its own reward. Oh, okay. Who ordered the construction of the Tower of Babel? Wrong. I appreciate that sound effect. It really hammers home. Current score 0. You're not even going to tell me the correct answer. You're not even going to try and educate me here. Who was freed so that Jesus could be crucified? Well, I don't think it was Judas. Barabbas. You get the correct E. Current score 1. Who is the oldest person in the Bible? Oh God, no. There's a bit of QI trivia about this because there's one of them. He got taken into heaven, right? And he never technically died, so he kind of just lives forever. This is like a trick question. I remember seeing an episode of QI on it. Who was it? Who was it that was taken into heaven? It was Elijah. He's not even there. Just pick the mesh. Well, the mesh is correct. Okay. Mesh is correct. Who was Jonah commanded to prophecy to? Philistines, the Hittites? The Ninevites? Or the Canaanites? Hittites. The 9. Alright, sure. How many questions are there? On what day did God create the sun, moon, and stars? I mean, he did that pretty early into the process. No? Okay. Oh, what did he do the first day? How do you get started? He probably started with a good breakfast. He had a lot of work ahead of him, you know? Put on a bit of YouTube, you know? I'm gonna watch... I know I gotta create the universe, but, like... Let me just pop on, like, a Tom Scott video just to warm me up as I, like, kind of sip my orange juice and have, like, a little banana. You gotta start your day on, like, a reasonable note. Like, let's be real here. You can't go all in. Browse Reddit first. Yeah, God was just on, like, am I the asshole? Just reading a few posts. Is like, these people are terrible. And, like, I don't even think half of them are real. God, I don't even know why I'm spending time on this nightmare app. Let me check r/funny. Which two people in the Bible didn't die? Okay, spoilers. Jesus, it didn't end well for Jesus, right? This is the one with Elijah. Yeah, this is Elijah. How was the serpent punished for deceiving Adam and Eve? Lost his hands. It's a snake. Its legs. It's a snake. Lost his bones? Is it actually legs? I thought I had no legs to begin with. Well, apparently. He originally had legs or something. So he was a reptile. He was a little lizard. Which two legendary creatures are mentioned in the Book of Job? Is it bad that I think it's these two specifically because they're Final Fantasy summons? I'm gonna trust my gut. Yeah, correct. Correct. What city was Saul traveling to when God struck him with blindness? I don't know. Nebraska. He was going to Albuquerque. I haven't seen this season of the show. He's going to Damascus, of course. How did Judas die? He fell on his sword, hung, then fell off a cliff. Stoning, crucifixion. He was voted out. You make it sound like it's an episode of The Apprentice. I don't like your business plan. I don't see any future. You didn't work well with your team here. And for that reason, you're fired. I need someone who's a team player, and you really let Jesus down. Trust you on this venture. You all needed to be in it together. And I can't have someone like that in a team environment. Apparently. Current score 8. What does this go up to? What was the name of Bathsheba's husband? I have no idea. It's quite funny to me that there's a lot of people in chat who are like, oh yeah, no, that's a knack. Easy a knack. Some people here really know their stuff. Like, fair play to you. I'm guessing some of you are just, I mean, quite religious or well-versed in this. I'm surprised some people are able to get it so quickly. It's Uriah. What couple was struck dead after lying to the Holy Spirit? Oh, Jesus. I don't think it's not Adam and Eve. They got cast out. I don't know who the... I think I know Abraham. I don't know the other guys. But apparently it's that. People are Googling it, I think. What are Nephilim? How many questions are there? I genuinely think this is just gonna go forever. Yeah, okay, there's literally no end. Okay. There's this is endless mode. This is like actual challenge mode Bible. You cannot finish the exam. The locust? Back to title screen. This noise is scaring my dog. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. Well, I'm excited to see what's patched. But what are the credits like? Wait. Okay. The soundtrack is by pseudonym? Is that the actual person, or are they supposed to put in a different name? Why are there blanks? Where's Jesus? It is a bit weird seeing a Bandcamp link in the Bible. And an itch.io link too. There is something quite jarring about that. I'm gonna be honest. Where's the voice actor? He's not here, is he? Oh, that gave me an achievement. Achievement unlocked the credits. I'm trying to check what it says. Hang on. Steam is gone on the deep end. It's not alone anymore. I don't think that credits is complete. The voice actor wasn't even there, was he? I feel number 1 doesn't list anyone. There's this guy. I am pseudonym. I don't know if that's real. I feel like that's a pseudonym. Okay. It feels really sketchy. Doesn't it? Is this a scam Bible? It feels really weird. Yeah. I've never seen a Bible with glitches, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think we would have that. The text was all mashed together earlier. I've never seen glitches in the Bible. This was €12. It's mining Bitcoin as we speak. I'm gonna uninstall this from my computer. I don't think I'm comfortable having this up. I'm stopping. I'm actually uninstalling it. It's gone. It's actually gone. I never thought I'd feel concerned playing the Bible. Oh no. Jesus has been uninstalled. He's a heretic. It's not even that. It's like something seems wrong. It does seem kind of fishy. Like, I don't get it. I thought you were Catholic. Religion is no more. It's like uninstalled religion. It's not for me. I'm gonna put a different program on my computer, you know? Let's install some Stardew Valley, you know? Same thing, basically a religion. Oh, well, that was wild. I'm so sorry if everyone had to endure that. I'm amazed there's still so many of you here. Let me get some nice music going. So we can... What is a 2023? I'll just rename the stream title again, because I think I'll scare people if it's still titled The Bible. Or The Bible. It was a good podcast. It was just a weird fever dream. You want the duck game. Okay, hang on. Okay, let me update the duck game, okay? Pop the duck game on for background. Maybe we can just chat a bit. I'm going to chat for a little bit, okay? You can just hang out. Thank you, everyone, for coming by to stream. I hope you're all still having a good time. I hope that was just maybe even just a vaguely interesting experience. I do not trust the Bible on Steam. It's kind of sus. I don't know. Something just didn't feel right about that. I felt uneasy. I don't know. That's obviously not the intention. It's kind of YouTube. It's kind of YouTube. I don't want to call anything a YouTube. I'm just saying. The view count went back up the moment I closed the Bible. Oh god, that shot up by like 1,000. There was a lot of you just alt-tabbed. It's like, when he stopped talking about the Bible. Oh no. Okay. Let me just get duck game. I'll keep the chill music going. We can just let these guys sit here a bit. I've been in just chatting for today, so I'm gonna just make my camera just a little bit bigger, just so we're just chatting. This is just literally background ducks. It's just background ducks. This is like the best wallpaper game ever. But I just leave it running in the background. It's just cute. Gives you something to look at. It's like, you know how sometimes like you pop on like something I do sometimes is I pop on videos where it's like there's like a bird feeder in a forest and it's like 4-hour recording and you just watch birds and like squirrels just come over and get some food. And you just like hear sounds of nature and it's like it's really therapeutic. There's another one I like. I can never remember the name of it, but it's basically person gets on a train in like Norway and they just go. They're like a train conductor and they have a camera. Would recommend. It's just really chill background entertainment. Cat TV. I love that one. What's the name of the train one? There is a name for the train one, because like the person who does it gives you a bunch of train facts. It's actually quite informative. They tell you all about like the route that you're taking, the model of the train and stuff. Can't remember the name of it. Can't remember the name. It's in Norway, I think. Can't remember. Looks like I joined at a good time. It's like, finally. It's getting exciting. Oh, propeller duck. Oh, he's okay. What part of the country is Norway in? Do you think Norway's in Ireland? Sorry, that's a weird way to phrase that. Norway's Norway. Part of the country Norway's in, like Spain. Sorry, that was just a weird way to phrase it. Not sure what you meant. North American education. Oh no. I find it weird. Oh, NA education, right? No joke. Like we always did like so in secondary school, because I went to a Catholic school. A lot of schools in Ireland are still Catholic schools. And we had a morning prayer that would play on the intercom. And even I found that very weird, just because like as someone who's not particularly religious, it's like, you know, like don't really get why we're doing this, you know. It's unnecessary. Now, our school was kind of chill about it. They kind of just made it as like kind of a bit more general. So it wasn't so much as like God the Almighty, our Savior, Lord in heaven. It was more so, hope you all have a good day. But you know, as far as prayers go, it's like, yeah, you just want to send some good vibes and energy. Fully support that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Even if there is like a slight religious lens to it, you know. That's okay. But the one I find weird that NA does, you guys do the full-on Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. And I think that's really creepy. I think that's actually really creepy getting kids to do that. I don't know why. Like, every morning you get children basically worshiping the flag of America. There's something weirdly uncomfortable about that. I don't know what it is. Yeah, people are even saying it here in chat and like on the same page as me. Yeah, like there's something weirdly culty about that. I don't get it. Because I understand, like, yeah, you know, you can be proud of your country to a reasonable degree. You know, everyone should enjoy the place they live. But there is also a strain of like almost, you know, where you're a bit too patriotic now. That's always a bit alarming, and it's unfortunately been on the rise in like even recent years. Oh, let's not even go down that route. But you know what I mean? It's just a bit weird. I'd be weirded out if I had to sing the Irish national anthem every morning. That would really freak me out. You know? It's always been odd to me. I just coming from someone who's like, you know, I got odd vibes from like, hey, you know, we're doing a morning prayer every morning. Again, our school was quite chill about it. I don't mind a good vibes morning prayer. It's like, yeah, go on. You know, I'm not a religious person. I like to think I'm a bit of a spiritual person. Bit of a difference. I remember when I was in Japan and that I would go to shrines and that and just really enjoy like kind of the atmosphere and kind of like try and partake in some of the culture there. Made donations to some of the shrines. I would say the occasional prayer there, just again wishing good vibes. Hope all's well. Nothing wrong with that. Send some good vibes, send energy. But I'm not really religious. But yeah, I always found that weird, just in the States in particular. Like people who have told me about that, like it's something quite unsettling. I don't get it. Lord's Prayer in Catholic schools every morning. Yeah, it seems to be the way of it. They're ironing that out in Ireland as well. Like, we have this weird thing where like religion and like kind of education have been intertwined for too long, basically. But they're starting to unwind it now, and it's just better. It's just better. It's the way it should be, you know. It should be separate. We're getting new ducks too. Look at this fella. Painted duck. Kids make fun of you if you don't do it too. It depends on where you are. Like, in our school, they were pretty chill about it. Like Stuart could contest to that because like me and Stuart were in the same school. Pretty laid back. Enough people got it where it's like, yeah, you're not partaking in the prayer. That's fine. You don't have to. It's just a good vibe prayer. I don't mind a good vibe prayer. You know, you're just wishing like kind of peace and happiness there. Everyone like, hey, hope you have a good day. That's fine. Most of my school sang the anthem. That's weird to me. That's really weird. Dr. Metal, thank you for the 1,000 bits. It wasn't a big thing to do the pledge to the flag for a long time until 9/11. Then they started doing it more. Really? Oh God. Is that actually? Was that the association? I have no idea. Yeah, there's something unsettling about that. Yeah. That's real YouTube. That is very unsettling. Yeah. Real YouTube. I never knew that though, but thank you for sharing that, yeah. I never knew that at all. We could fully shout it out if we didn't do the prayer in my COE English primary school. Yeah, some religious schools and that are really strict about it. Where they'd be like, what do you think you're doing? The pledge is a relic of the Cold War. It was originally supposed to inspire patriotism and deter communism in children. Which is always such a wild notion, ain't it? It's a wild time to even think about that. It's like, no, little Timmy, don't let the Russians get him. Like, dude, like, he just wants to go home and like watch Scooby-Doo and shit. He doesn't know what's going on in the world, you know, like, doesn't know what's happening. It's just weird in retrospect, like looking back at that. Probably going to be like history documentaries on a lot of it, I imagine. I imagine there already is. Weird to look back on. Scooby-Doo is communist. Oh, Jesus. It's such a buzzword that's thrown around now, ain't it? It's wild. I think children in general are being taught adult things too early anyway. It's weird because like they're always taught like the wrong adult things too. Like it's a base streamer take. You don't have like a class in school that just teaches you to do taxes or like cook a good meal. You do. It's called home ec, but it's not mandatory. And like, I wish in retrospect that I took that because that seems like the most important class for day-to-day living. You know? Here's how you cook food. Here's how you file your taxes. Here's how you do your laundry. You need to know all that. Mandatory in Sweden. I'm glad. Yeah, no, I mean, that one should be mandatory everywhere. I regret not taking it. And like, if I have kids someday, I'm going to try and push them real hard in that direction. Just like, hey, you really want to take home ec? Because you know, it's a really important class. Like, it's just his practical life skills. You know? It's just important. Just teach them yourself. I mean, yes, you can. But it'd be nice to teach it in school too, you know? Like, I find it wild because like you always hear stories about like, oh yeah, this person can't cook or like even do laundry. Imagine being like 20 years old and you can't do laundry. People like that exist somehow. How? What happened? You know, you should be able to do that. And it's like something's quite wrong if we haven't taught people to do that, you know? And it's not that hard. You just need to be shown how to do it once or twice. It really isn't that hard. I buy my clothes specifically so I don't have to sort them by color. I'm really lazy. I just toss it all in and it's like blob comes out. 23 and I don't know how to mop. I mean, hey, it's like if you don't know and you need to do it, YouTube tutorials and that are actually great. There's actually a cool YouTube channel. I know has actually some genuine respect. There's a guy who basically, he like teaches you things your dad would teach you, but in like YouTube tutorial form. And he's just a guy who's like, okay, so here's how you do this. Can't remember his name. Everyone knows who it is. Yeah, like people here are remembering him. Yeah. And it's like stuff like that is just a very sweet resource because like, yeah, it's like you don't know how to do it. That's okay. Here's how you do it. No shame in not knowing that stuff, you know? Just here's a hand. Here's how you do it. Grand job. Oh no, the Y word. Sorry. Sorry, I was being a bit of a YouTube there. There's a Tumblr thread that's constantly being updated with things you should know as an adult. Yeah, but that's the problem there. It's on Tumblr. See, that means, unfortunately, most of us who need that information aren't going to see it. That's the real problem there. Your average Joe is scared of Tumblr, right? But I've tried going on there, and I found like I was constantly being referred to the onceler, and I got very scared, and I try to steer clear now because I just don't know what's happening there, and I don't want to know what's happening there. I don't want to know what people's comments are like that. I don't need to. I sleep peacefully at night. Ignorance is bliss. Maybe one day I stroll in here with a green suit and ask, how bad can I possibly be? But today is not that day. Nor does it need to be. Dan, no. Not close to the mic, too. Let me give you guys some ASMR. Welcome back to ASMRT. Let's get some soothing Irish tones directly into your eardrums. I can make a career off that, and I actually reckon I would probably do well, if not better than my current career online. No, if I went that direction, I think I could actually do it quite well. I'm wearing headphones. Don't do this. I'm gonna start reading the Bible. Oh, we did the stream in the wrong order. We should have done the Bible, like, save the Bible for later. Apologies. Apologies. Don't quit your day job, King. This is my day job. What games are you looking forward to in 2023? Breath of the Wild 2. I constantly forget the name of it, but it's Breath of the Wild 2. I want to say Hollow Knight Silksong, but who am I fooling? It's not coming out this year. It's never coming out. So, you know, just Breath of the Wild 2. It's not. No, it's not. Don't get your hopes up. It's not coming out this year. It's just not. Like, don't. Every time you hope, it's not coming out. It's confirmed. It's been confirmed for like 4 years. It's not coming. It's just not coming out. It's a social experiment. That game is not going to release. It's not coming out. It's never released. I'm excited for Octopath Traveler 2 as well. That's actually one I'm probably going to play in my own time. The original Octopath is actually one of my favorite JRPGs. It's like kind of old school Final Fantasy vibes, but like with real cool art style. And kind of brought up to a more modern standard. I am going to enjoy that in my off time. Because I'm a nerd for that kind of game. And, you know, I like having a few games that I just don't worry about streaming. I really like Octopath. So yeah, I'll be playing that. Should be a good time. Are you not going to play Hogwarts Legacy? No, I'm not playing it. Splatoon 3. I played Splatoon 2. I liked it. I just haven't got around to 3. Kind of just exists, you know. I do like Splatoon a lot, though. It's like a really refreshing FPS. It's a fun one. So you're not playing Genshin Impact? I've been meaning to get back to Genshin Impact for a while. You kidding me? I've been needing to check out some Genshin, see what's going on, see what's impacting. No, impacting sounds like impact it. That's not right. One of these days, right? You're gonna log on to the stream, and I just want to warn you, because we joke about it so much. One of these days, I'm literally gonna start a stream, and it's just Genshin Impact, and suddenly I am a VTuber, and like, you know, the warning signs were all there. God help you. Just, you know, whenever that day happens, come back to the Bible stream, okay? Because at least you have the Bible. There's a reason we did it now, before the year got started. I'm warning you, right? We've joked about it too much. It's inevitable. This is how these things happen. Look at Clyde go. He's having the time of his life. Turn to a VTuber mid-stream like Jaden. Unfollow rate will be so large it'll be called an exodus. Could you imagine, like, if I just leave for like a month and that's how I come back? I think people would actually get upset. People would like be like pissed. Even if it was just like as a joke. Like, I'm actually unsubscribing. I'm like burning your merch as we speak. Oh, God. I like how real you are. I've got arms. I don't know what to say. Oh, my CG rig. You know, I've worked hard. I'm actually a VTuber right now. This is all, you know. This is my new rig. I wish RT was real. He's not a serpent. A serpent. Here, I want to follow my boy Clyde. He's having a great day. I love how fleshy you look. What does that mean? I love that you have blood in your body. Like, I'm gonna have to put you on a list. I'm sorry. Like, this is just there's something not right. Vampire ASMR. I used to be called a vampire. No, like no joke. Like back in the day, with like before braces and that now. It's nice that I get to say there was a time before braces. But I had really pronounced canines because both my canines came in when my baby teeth were still in. There was actually a time where like basically 2 sets of chompers for like my teeth, like my canines in particular. So like they were really far forward, and you can see it. You know, it's quite clear. Now it's like, all nicely in line. But I had work experience in my old primary school in transition year. And a lot of the little kids were actually scared of me and called me a vampire because of my teeth. Because I'm also very pale. I'm also very pale. So, you know, pale and pointy teeth. Yeah, of course, like a 5-year-old little Timmy's going to think I'm a vampire. Now, in hindsight, I shouldn't have been wearing a cape and chasing after them saying, I want to suck your blood. You know, that was probably going a step too far. No. But, I mean, I just think it's funny. He's actually Dracula. It's Dan in time. Oh, Jesus. Are you opposed to garlic bread? I've actually grown to like garlic bread more in recent years. It's actually quite nice. It's actually quite nice. Dr. Meadow, thank you for 1,000 bits. Question. Is there any YouTuber or streamer you want to collab with? Or you want to collab with again? Okay. I mean, this actually might be a good time to mention it. I do actually have something special for Tuesday's stream. I think it's a relevant question. The next stream is something I've wanted to do for a while. And it's twofold. Okay. We're going to be doing a competitive Pokemon stream where I'm going to be taking it quite seriously to actually be good at Pokemon. We're doing pre-Series 2. It's like actual competitive Pokemon I've been practicing. And Wolfie is going to coach us. Wolfie VGC is a former Pokemon World Champion. We have taken part into his tournaments before, and he's very kindly offered to give us a hand with like kind of dissecting competitive Pokemon. That will be Tuesday's stream. I'm actually really excited for it because you know the man has incredible insight into competitive Pokemon in general. I'm really pumped for that stream. So yeah, so that'll be the first collab we're doing. That'll be on Tuesday. Tuesday's stream, hopefully. We're gonna try and do it then. What time is it at? It'll be at 7 GMT. It's gonna be usual stream schedule this next well. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Like I've actually got a team on Showdown. This is real nerdy moments right here. I've got a team on Showdown and I've got to rank 1300. Doesn't sound that impressive, but considering that most people you start on rank 1000, so I've actually been able to climb a little bit and actually quite steadily. I'm not the best by any means, but I actually was able to win. Been able to win more battles than I've lost. You know, so it's actually something. I'm actually quite proud of it. It's a real meta as fuck team. I will warn you there, but I've been practicing as well though, just to try, because I need to learn what the meta is before I make something new. Shout out to the Donzo, my beloved. Anyone playing VGC knows how broken that Pokemon is. Dondozo, is it? Sorry, Dondozo. Doubles or singles? It's doubles. It's VGC. I'm playing... Yeah, so it's like VGC, like competitive Pokemon. This isn't Smogon Ruins. This is VGC. This is the actual tournament one. I actually want to try and do it via the official format. Because I figured if there was any game that I've always wanted to try, like, esports or, like, kind of be more competitive at a game. And like, there's only two it would ever be. It would either be Mario Kart or Pokemon. And you know, Mario Kart, I've already established myself. I'm the Drift King. What they called me back in college. You can't climb higher. So we're giving Pokemon a go. Series 1 or 2? Series 2. So Series 2, basically, if you don't know, VGC. VGC is the basically video game championships for Pokemon. It's the official Pokemon tournament format. It's doubles. You have a team of 6, and you pick 4 Pokemon to use. It's the official format that, like, for official Pokemon tournaments they play by. It's a doubles format, which is a big difference to anyone familiar with, like, kind of Smogon or, like, singles. But we're playing, and they have new series as the year goes on, but they change the format slightly. For series, I'm going to be playing Series 2, which starts in February. The new ruling for that is you can now use Paradox Pokemon. And so I've got Jesus, the rain's really coming down. Hang on, let me just lower that a little. There we go. Okay, that's a bit nicer. That's a bit nicer. I've been using like a Roaring Moon, just because I think that's like one of the cooler Paradox Pokemon, and because I got a shiny of it. I want to try to do laddering in game. To start, we're going to be playing via Pokemon Showdown, which is a fantastic Pokemon website. Pokemon Battle on that is better than it is in game, in my personal opinion. We're going to be playing on that. And again, I'm just really thankful that like you know Wolfie's even agreed to this. Is up for it, you know. He's a really sound lad, and again, he's literally one of the best people in the world at the game. You know, so I want everyone to give him a lot of love when he's here. It'll be a very nerdy stream. It's gonna be so nerdy, because like we're gonna be really technical with Pokemon and advice and play-by-plays and stuff like that. But you know, I'm a Pokemon nerd, so you know, if you like Pokemon and you like that kind of stuff, that'll be on Tuesday. Thursday will be something different again. Weekend, come the weekend, we'll be Persona. We're gonna finish it. Would it be a duel? I mean, I'm down. I can take him, you know. I think I can beat him at a one-on-one. Oh, Jesus. Mess, thank you for 1,000 bits. Got any books you've been reading or ones you recommend? Excited to catch more of your streams, even though it's nearly 5 a.m. here. I haven't read a new book in a while. I've been really slacking. Latest thing I've probably been reading is just the occasional stories of H.P. Lovecraft. Just because we always talk about Lovecraft, but, you know, a few people have actually read him. Spoiler, he's really racist. It's not great. Even if, you know, I like supernatural horror and that and how it permeates culture. No, Lovecraft himself is an awful person. He's really awful. That'll probably be the latest thing I've been reading. There's more I want to read. I want to finally read Dune. I haven't actually read it. I've been wanting to do that. Sammy, thank you for 1,000 bits. Ever considered Pikmin? Yeah, Pikmin 4 is finally announced, isn't it? It's like, Pikmin 3 was like 10 years ago or something ridiculous. It's been a long time for Pikmin. I've been waiting a while. I've never really played it. It kind of looks stressful to me, personally. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a go. I don't know. I've got stuff I want to play for this year. I've got stuff I want to do. I'm excited for the year of content. More than anything, I just kind of want to do some different stuff. I want to bring some new stuff. I had so much fun last year doing new stuff. It's going to be a fun time. I mean, we've started this year now effectively with a PowerPoint presentation in the Bible. You know, so there's your benchmark. What's this year's theme? Last year was playing everyone's favorite, so what about this one? I don't know. I was really thinking about that. I don't know if there is a theme. Like, maybe... I don't know if it fits. Existential dread is the thing that stands out the most. Now, I mean this in a good way, because like, existential dread, I joke about it a lot as like anxiety, but also in a way that like, I like life a lot, and I'm very happy in life. Life is kind of like a bit, you know, it can be a bit comical in that. I mean it in that way sometimes too. It can flip both ways, existential dread. I don't think it's right though. I don't know what the theme, I would describe it. Torture. Anxiety. ASMR. I don't know what I would call the theme. Just new stuff. Maybe just new stuff. I think maybe that's the theme. Because we're trying, like, even with, like, doing competitive Pokemon more seriously. The thing is with competitive Pokemon, like, I want to do it regularly throughout the year this time. I really want to be consistent with it. I want to be able to actually take part in, like, some official Pokemon tournaments before this year is out. And actually do well. If they have any events going in Dublin, I may be at them. I actually want to take part in them. I really want to try. So just new. Make it new. It's the year of Luigi. He's back! Yeah, I want to just try to do some new stuff. I think it's going to be fun. You just got Luigi'd. Year of Wario, and if Nintendo announced their Year of Wario, I think that's just because like, oh no, we have like nothing coming out. Like, oh god, it's just like a new Fire Emblem game that's the same as the last one, and like we ported a 3DS game we just had like sitting in the office. It's gonna be terrible. I feel like the Year of Wario would not be a good year. It's like new Fire Emblem and like Nintendogs remastered or something. That's it. That's all they come out with. Nothing else. Oh god. You and Stuart finished Cuphead. We've waited years. Please. We were actually talking about this the other day. So myself and Stuart, our Let's Play of Cuphead has now taken 4 years. We're still not finished. The DLC is released. We haven't played that either. It's been 4... We started that playthrough in 2019. It's not done. The last episode was in 2021. It will come back. We will finish Cuphead. I'm not just trying to keep you waiting, even though you've waited 4 years. We will finish Cuphead. But we just haven't had a chance. I made a whole show before you finished it. I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, God. Okay. I think on that note, we leave the stream there. I think that's a good place to wrap up. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming by the stream. I did... Jesus, that's moving quick. Honest, like, we're ending. Thank you so... I'm going home. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ. Honest, thank you for the 10,000 bits right at the end. Gonna have to leave from the stream, but I want to show my appreciation. Glad to see you're back to streaming, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the years of entertainment, and here's to hopefully years to come. Thank you very much. It's unbelievably kind. Thank you to everyone here who subbed as well. Like, there's so many. It's moving so fast. Thank you to everyone who gave bits. Thank you to everyone who gave subs. Thank you to mods as ever for being on hand. I thank you everyone for all the well wishes. Like, thank you to everyone coming over from YouTube. Oh, thank you to my mom. Thank you to my dad. Never giving up on me. Getting all the thank yous in. No, but just thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream today. Short and sweet. I'm still a little sick. I'm gonna try and get some rest. Next stream is Tuesday. We got competitive Pokemon. I'm really excited for it. It'll be a really nerdy stream. I hope that's okay. It's the usual stream schedule from here. It's gonna be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. We're finally back to normality. It's going to be that way for a while. Highlights will still be on YouTube as well. They will make their way over here. The first of which will be a very informative video on making YouTube a swear word. That'll be fun. Make sure when that video releases, right? You show your support. And you start by using the word YouTube. That's all I ask. I can't make culture live on its own. People have to accept the idea and propagate it that way. And spread it. I need people to start calling stupid things a YouTube. And also brilliant things a YouTube. And then start switching those meanings and using it sarcastically. Think of Einstein. Think of how that word is used. I don't know why, but a lot of our stream assets have died for some reason. The files are not loading correctly. Weirdly, I kind of like it. I don't know. There's something really unprofessional that I kind of like. El Gato. No signal. I don't know. I actually kind of like it. Let me see who is streaming on Twitch. I want to leave you in someone's care. There is quite a few people going. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Okay, so you guys want Pokemon or do you want a meme review? Those are your options. I'm gonna ask you before I send the raid. Oh, that's pretty swinging to memes. Okay. Alright. Meme. Okay, I'm gonna leave you in Radiant's care then. Radiant is very lovely. Go wish them well. Go help them in their meme review. If you do want Pokemon Challenges is going too. It was between the two of them. So go send them well. And thank you so much for coming, folks. I'll see you all Tuesday. Have a good night. Take care.